Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Every culture carries a legacy of wisdom, often summoned up in a few meaningful words we call quotes. We hear them growing up, read them in books, see them on keychains, hang on a wall, in a signature at the end of an email. My favorite, reading them on nice background pictures with nice fonts. Nowadays, they are even available in phone apps. They're shared in countless ways. What sticks with me most is their impact. Once you hear or read a powerful quote, your thoughts change forever. They can shift your mind in remarkable ways. When I was a teenager, we moved to Iraq, where I often heard about fortune telling through the Bible or Quran. I was never curious about it, mostly because I didn't quite understand how it worked. But then my Uncle Adam passed away suddenly at a young age. It was a shock, especially seeing a family friend mourn his loss so deeply. We later found out they had secretly been in love. She couldn't stop crying. My aunt asked her to perform Islamic ablution and read from the Quran for comfort. She couldn't read through her tears, so I offered to read for her. She opened the large book and handed it to me. I randomly started reading from the middle of a page. That was over 20 years ago, yet I still remember how it felt. After reading just a few lines, I stopped, looked at her, and said, "Whoa, why are you crying? You should be celebrating." She looked at me, confused. "What? I don't get it." I explained. "It says to be happy for him, because he's been chosen to be with God." We both stared at each other, trying to grasp the meaning of those words. My uncle had been young, full of life, someone I loved deeply. But he was also a skilled thief. And yet, there was this message telling us he was now being cared for. From that moment on, she cried less. Eventually, she found peace, knowing he was in good hands. Years later, while visiting my brother, I spotted something on his desk called Bread of Life. I read through the cards and instantly fell in love with it. My brother said it had the same effect on him. It turned out they were Bible verses. Whenever I'm feeling down, I randomly pick few to read, and every time I feel better. The words always seem to answer questions I didn't even realize I had. It's like they know exactly what I need to hear when I'm feeling lost or sad. What's your experience with these powerful phrases? Maybe it's like when Laura, upset with clients, had her manager approach her quietly and ask, "Is this how we talk to our clients?" She quickly replied, "They made me angry." He calmly said, "They pay our salary." In that moment, she took a deep breath, instantly feeling calm, and returned to her usual self. Or Joanna, she was walking to the bus stop in a low mood, unsure about a family issue. Suddenly, a song started playing in her earphones. Don't you worry, child. He has a plan for you." She smiled, looked up to the sky, and felt seen. From then on, the music felt more enjoyable. Then there's Laura, who told me she was in the middle of a fight with her husband when she read a line from Bread of Life. It was just a few words, but they melted away her anger right then and there. The way I see it, There's no magic here, just a bunch of words, read at the right moment, offering a new perspective. Sometimes that's all we need. A reminder from a neutral source, one that helps us feel better instantly. Casey took this idea even further. She dedicated a beautiful jar, filled it with colorful pieces of paper, each holding a quote that had helped her during those low moments. She wrote down the date, her feelings, and what was happening at the time. Whenever she wants to revisit those moments of emotional uplift, she opens her jar of great mood and reads those notes. Each time it reminds her of how good she felt. Today's technology let us capture photos, videos, and so much more, but it can be overwhelming, and we might lose it all in an instant. Instead, how about we try capturing moments of joy or comfort and put them in a jar? Write down your experiences in detail. Every time you see the jar, it'll give you a positive vibe. And when you sit down to read its content, you'll find yourself smiling, maybe even so much that your cheeks will hurt.